In order to escape from the killer's crazy pursuit, the two elementary school students directly started the family's flying team. With 20,000 horses flying in the air, they flew straight towards the clouds. But I didn't expect the killer to be ready. They immediately transformed the laser cannon into a flying machine and stepped on it to fly. Not only did they catch up with them soon, but they also threw a few stinky eggs at the two of them. But the two sisters relied on flexible control. In the high-rise box, they slid through the gap and finally fell under the guidance of their mother's long distance. Landed in a secret special base. The security here is strict and full of future technology. Mother's colleagues quickly welcomed them and took them to the internal weaponry warehouse. They specially customized two protective equipment for them, but the equipment was all laser. The two decided to take the initiative to enter the killer base. After locking the location on the computer, they started the time transmission device. With a huge horse, they reached a dark underground castle. The front view is shocking. The top of the head is a rotating clock wheel. The foot is a flying, rotating giant second needle. Although I feel a little uneasy in my heart, but in order to find out the truth of being hunted, they still have the courage to put the finger on the finger. However, the surface of the finger is extremely smooth. The surrounding is a sharp clock structure. A little bit of loss may cause death. The danger is moving at the bottom of the ground. A hard brush is thrown towards the lower wheel of the wheel. The cleverly stuck mechanism makes the finger spin slower and slower. The two passed this scene, arrived at the opposite platform. They succeeded in discovering the conspiracy behind it in the enemy computer. The real goal of the killer head was to take the time gem so as to control the time to manipulate human beings, and the gem was brought to me by my sister at this time. I realized that I was deep into the tiger's den. The two turned around and ran away, but I was frozen in the air by a force of energy. There were a group of time and space hunters all around. When the 1,000 soldiers arrived, my mother arrived in time and activated the equipment in their hands with a special card. The 8 tailed to the ground with a strong blow, and the time and space hunters were knocked down. My sister moved the lightning rod and took the blow continuously. Even the dog housekeeper also lost the foot of the Budaphone. The enemy was defeated in an instant. I saw that the subordinates were so unharmed. The leader of the subordinates decisively put out that mechanical worm, intent to trap everyone in the base. Just when everyone was exhausted, the dog suddenly flashed a kick to stun the subordinates and drag them out of the cage that was about to be closed. In the end, the subordinates were forever trapped, and the courage of the two elementary school students was broken by the head of the Special Forces star, become the youngest Special Forces star in the